Hey, so in this video, I just wanted to give you an overview of the strategy that we've been speaking about for the LinkedIn outreach method. So I'm just going to go through the different steps, and I've already recorded the videos on how to do all of these steps, but this is just to give you an overview so you know the order to do them in and how it all works so you can see the bigger picture. So the first thing that I speak about, and this isn't about reaching out to people yet, but it is about positioning yourself in the right way. It's really just two questions you want to ask yourself. The first one is your LinkedIn profile optimized for who you're targeting? So if you're reaching out to retail businesses and a retail business goes to your profile, will it look like you work with other retail businesses? Does it look like it's appealing to those that you're targeting, those in your niche? So you just want to keep that in mind. And if it doesn't, then make sure you include keywords on your profile, or you mention a few times on your profile that that's who you work with and how you help those people. Because when you connect to people in the next stage, every single person you connect to, or at least almost everyone, is going to go to your profile and check you out first before actually connecting with you. So it's important that your profile looks good, and it looks good for those that you're going to be targeting, so those in your niche. The second thing you want to ask yourself is, are you posting regularly on LinkedIn? So are you posting social media updates and things like that? And again, are you just posting anything, or are you posting things that, again, your target audience, those in your niche, are going to find interesting? It's important that you do that too. After you're doing these two things and you're positioning yourself in the right way on LinkedIn, then it's the best time to start connecting to people, as I explained in the video, which explains how to actually connect to people the right way and the best way. So just to recap, you want to research people on LinkedIn and connect to them using LinkedIn Sales Navigator. That's going to be the most powerful way to find the right people. You want to focus on finding active people on LinkedIn, so those that have been active within the last 30 days, which you can find within Sales Navigator. You also want to aim to connect with at least 30 people every day. And in terms of a success rate, in terms of how many people accept your connection, you should be aiming for at least 50%. And 50% or more. And if you use a customized LinkedIn message and a customized LinkedIn request, keep it short, simple, and personable. And also, if you're connecting to active people, you should be able to connect to at least 15 people every day, assuming you're connecting to 30 every day, if not more than that. And LinkedIn does have some limits on how many people you can connect to each day, and that's if you're connecting to lots of people and a lot of people don't accept your connection, then it does have some limits. But if you stick to this number of 30 a day and you follow everything we've said here, then you shouldn't really hit those limits and you should be fine. So the next step is to start a conversation. So once you've connected with someone, you also want to give them some time to see some of your social media updates, and also you can start engaging with them as well. And then maybe about a week later, you can start a conversation with them by sending them a direct message. But it's important you don't jump straight to the sale, okay? It's important that you send them a message providing value first, and then, later on, if it's a right fit and if you can help them, then you can move to a sales call. But you don't want to do that as the first initial message that you send them. You actually want to pre-qualify them first. So what you can do is, in order to start a conversation, you can ask them a question or give them something of value. And we've got a few examples here. And in this video, I go through in more detail how you can do that. And then you want to continue the conversation. So whether you send them a free guide or some content or something like that, don't just leave it to that and that's it, but actually follow up with them. And you can ask them things like, by the way, do you do this? How do you currently do that? Or how did you find the free guide that I sent you? Did it all make sense? Do you have any other questions? Just things to follow up with them and continue that conversation. Just a few principles to keep in mind is to show personal interest, to be helpful, to be friendly, and also to speak to people the same way that you would speak to people in real life. So don't do anything weird. Don't worry that you're on a social media platform. It's basically the same thing. Just talk to people the same way that you would speak to them in real life. Speak to them the same way on LinkedIn. Okay, so that's all you've got to keep in mind. And if you follow those principles, you can't go wrong. And then what you want to do by continuing the conversation is you want to pre-qualify them and see if you can really help them. And if you can, then you can actually say, hey, why don't we schedule a call to find out how I can actually help you do blah, 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 what it is that they said they need help with. So by continuing the conversation, you should be able to find out what it is that they need help with. Okay, and then you can send them a message with something along the lines of, we help people in your niche to, you know, whatever it is that they need help with what it is that you do in your accountancy firm. So follow this template and say, would you like to have a call to learn more? And it, you know, it can be a 15-minute call, a 30-minute call. It doesn't really matter. Just something that that you feel is going to give you enough time to really see if you can help them and take them to the next step. And that's pretty much all you need to do. And then they can book in a call with you through a automated calendar, which is what we use. Or you can just do it the old school way and just find out when they're available, pick up the phone and speak to them. So this is pretty much all you need to do to take people on LinkedIn from people that have never heard about you to people that know you to people that like you, trust you, and then eventually buy from you. And regardless if they buy now or they buy it later, it doesn't really matter. So if you schedule a call with someone, or you try to schedule a call with someone and say, yep, this sounds great, I'm ready to move forward with this now, then great. But if they say, no, this isn't the right time for me and my business just yet, for whatever reason, that's fine too, because now that you're connected to them on social media, they'll still see your social media updates. You can still follow up with them in the future. So you'll still be in touch with them. So you'll still be at the top of their mind, so that when things maybe do change in the business and they do need what it is that you do, you'll be the first one that they go to. Okay, and that's pretty much all you need to do. So follow these steps. And what I would say in terms of action points is focus on connecting to 30 people each day and then messaging people every single day as well. So as you start connecting to people every day, you'll start to get new connections, and then a week later start messaging those people that have connected with you using this formula and this strategy that we've mentioned here. And that's how you start to get good results. And the final thing I'll mention is you want to test what kind of results work best. So this is what we recommend, but you'll see that we've left a lot of it open to your discretion as to what you think would be the right message to send. So what I would recommend that you do is focus on using maybe one message initially, test that message and see how it works. And if you're getting a good response with that message, then great, you can keep it. But if you find you're not getting that many people responding to the message, then it's not that LinkedIn doesn't work or anything like that. It's just that those that you're speaking to, the message isn't resonating with them. So you need to change the message or tweak the message so that the message does capture their attention and does resonate with them. Because the number one reason social media or any marketing doesn't work for any platform is because you have a message that doesn't resonate with the people that you're actually targeting. So it's important that who you're targeting and your message has a really good match. If you can nail that match, then everything else will work. Once you've picked up some clients using this LinkedIn organic outreach method, then you can also scale everything up and replicate this through paid advertising, both on LinkedIn and on Facebook, so you don't have to spend your time anymore prospecting and connecting to people and talking to people. You can actually use paid advertising to speed up the whole process once you have a message and an audience and a niche that you know this is working well for. Just so you know, this can always be scaled up and replicated on other platforms and also through paid ads.